I'm thinking there's two kinds of tired, a good tired and a bad tired. I got the idea about me having a good tired from Rita. Now, Rita, I worked on her staff for almost 4 summers at a Christian camp. And she would say to those on the staff and counseling, if you do your job right and you really put yourself into it and you believe, and this is what where God wants you, you will be tired at the end of the day. You'll be exhausted at the end of the week, but it will be a good tired. Mm, I think we know what that is. A bad tired is maybe you're burned out, you're just exhausted, you're worn out, and and then if you're tired that way, if you're burned out, well, I guess there's two things you can do. Let's say you're burned out with your job. Well, you can leave, get another job. Uh, but maybe you can't leave, or even the situation that wears you out, or something that's happened to you, and you're tired. What can we do? I I've been really exhausted, not so much physically tired, but maybe mentally or spiritually tired because I'm around folks and I'm one of them. We're just worn out. We're tired. The older I get, the more I'm being with people that have gone through great loss. Um, Sometimes the loss of their children, which doesn't seem right, huh? You see your child being born, you shouldn't have to see them dying, but they have, or loss of a spouse. Oh gosh, in our little church, we've had people that have been married over 50 years and they've lost their spouse, maybe even longer. Ah, um, and so how do you deal with that? We're going through some real grief. What's going on in our world today, and that's wearing us out. How do we deal with it? Well, all of a sudden I started thinking of Kubler-Ross's. She wrote a book in 1969, and it was Death and Dying, the stages, the 5 stages of death and dying. Now, I read that book. I wish I had. You could get it again on Amazon, and people have kind of retweaked it, reworked it. It's fine. But in 1969, Kubler-Ross, she was a psychiatrist or working to become a psychiatrist, and she would interview people that were dying, were terminally ill. And one of the things she found out is people don't like hanging around people that are terminally ill. What do you say to them? If they're in the hospitals, doctors come in and read the chart. Oh, and but what do you say? How do you deal? And so she interviewed them. She said, "What? Tell me what's going on with you." I one of the things I'm trying to learn is when people are hurting or tired, just listen to them. You don't have to give them answers or solutions. Just listen. And by listening, she came up with these 5 stages. Uh, Let me go over them real quick. One is called denial. You get the news and you just, no, it's not happening. You're denying it. I call that sometimes being in shock. I had some very tough news about its situation that many of us are dealing with here in Visalia. And when I first heard about it, I was shocked. And then you get angry, and boy, I get angry. This is terrible. This Sometimes I might even get angry at God. God, why is this happening? I get angry at the situation. Even now, I can feel my voice getting angry. I'm learning a breathing exercise. When you get angry or something, just go, make a sound of it. Well, then we might go through bargaining. By the way, in this situation, I've been bargaining. I've been going, hey, if we do this and this and this, we can bargain. It may still happen. I don't know. Uh, I don't know. But I got some bargaining we could do to get us out of this situation. And then there may be depression. It's going to happen. I'm hoping with the situation is not going to happen, but it's going to happen. And and the emotion is okay. I'm kind of sad. Maybe I need to be with others. Well, I will be with others that we're depressed, and we don't need pat answers when we're going through depression. Oh, just Jesus has got a plan. Hang in there. That's all true, but that's not what I need. I think I need people just to hear that I'm depressed. Maybe hear that I'm in denial, not try to talk me out of it. Hear that I'm angry. Uh, Hear that I'm bargaining. It ain't going to work. Or just hear that I'm depressed. And the last stage that Kubler-Ross mentioned in this book is acceptance. And I got to thinking about acceptance. When you know this situation is going to happen or it has happened, well, just accept it and get on with life. I'm not sure we can. Depends on the loss, depends on the grief. Yes, when a loved one of ours passes away and we know that they have a relationship with Jesus, oh yeah, we uh, we tend to accept it a little bit more. We still have to go through those stages, maybe again and again and again. Uh, for example, I think of my sister Bobby. It's been over 10 years that she passed away. Ah, and I miss her. I really do. I think my brother-in-law, Ed, well, he's lived with her longer than Bobby. I have been her brother. They lived together. I'm sure he still misses Bobby. We all miss Bobby. But acceptance may mean, well, with God's help, I'm going to live with it. Okay, I wanted to kind of get my thoughts out because I'm going through those stages right now over a situation that's happening right now. And I'm feeling tired and I'm feeling exhausted. In fact, there's things going on with our world. Talk about people feeling tired and exhausted. Oh, the people that have gone through the two hurricanes. Ah, the flooding, the death, the destruction. Ah, um, the wars that are going on overseas. Uh, what's going on with Israel? Ah, oh, people have got to be tired, exhausted, worn out. Our country, we're coming up to a political system. I don't know, you know, and part of me is going to be glad when this, then in November 5th, I think is when it's going to be over. I hope and pray because we're tired, we're worn out as a country. And so if it doesn't go our way, well, yes, I got to be around people that are not going to preach at me. They're going to help me understand. I may not be happy, but God has got this. And even that takes time for me to get to. That's acceptance. I may not be happy, but I know God's got this. And maybe that's how I'm going to handle when I feel tired. I don't mind the good tired, but the exhausting tired wears me out. Well, God bless. And I hope this works for you. It sure works for me, just sharing about it. God bless.